That is good shit. Hello. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Hope you're having a good day. I'm feeling pretty good today, actually. Like, I think today went better than average. Beg pardon. So, hello. So, Decoy Duck I saw was in here very early. We have Baphomet and Mersh, of course. Timerinia, Spider, Violet. Hello. The YouTube chat is bumping today. There's Kierce, Willow, Paul Hack. We got Maria, Jake, Mars. Hell yeah. Furball. What is up, y'all? Yeah. The music is good. I like have a selection of very specific music that we use for the stream, and it's like we got to invoke a certain mood, right? You know, don't want it to be a bad mood at the start of stream. Sometimes I want you to feel enigmatic when we start. Sometimes I want you to feel like, hell yeah, dude, you know? And today was like a hell yeah, dude kind of day, for me at least. So glad that you enjoyed. How is everyone? How are you doing? Are you doing a decent job taking care of yourself recently? I had therapy today. That's something that I did to take care of myself personally. What did you do to take care of yourself? Because that's a responsibility that you have to the revolution. Are you hearing me? Not just to yourself, but to the cause. Anyway, please give the URL. Yes. So will someone on the website chat really quick for me type in exclamation point move, please? Really quick so that I can snag the link and hell yeah. So I have a GoFundMe going right now, and I'm going to post the link in the YouTube chat. Sorry, it does not work on the YouTube chat, but it seemed like it did because I posted it in direct response to Furball's Cave posting exclamation point move. No, the bot does not work in the YouTube chat. But yeah, I'm going to be moving soon. Could use some help with that and buying myself the shit that I need in the place that I will be living, like a bed, etc. Please consider checking out the link. I would very much appreciate it. In addition to it being just like a slim month in general, as you can see, we're pretty late in the month and we're not very far on this. So I appreciate y'all sharing that link, especially if you're not able to donate. Sharing the link is helpful, or retweeting the tweets that I've twet about it. Thank you very much. Hi, how can I know if I'm trans? Someone in the YouTube chat says, it is a long process. Thank you, Mersh. Yeah, no worries. If you already are a donator, no worries. Obviously, I'm not trying to put any additional pressure on you. I very much appreciate everybody's contributions so far. I'm considering diversifying the way in which I make upon some monies. Like I'm thinking about starting a knockoff OnlyFans, but no nudes. No nudes. Knockoff OnlyFans. Would you give $5 a month for that? You know? We'll see how that goes. Anyway, we're here to chill. We're here to relax. And then we'll get into the news at some point. You know, I probably won't let the intro part be as long since we started kind of late today. We'll probably start around 7 o'clock Central, you know, getting into the actual news. How long do you think you'll stream? You know, lately, because of the fact that I am exercising an extraordinary amount compared to my usual, I'm real tired during the week. So 2 to 3 hours is usually when I like the length of time that I'm streaming during the week right now. That's kind of where I get to a point that I'm like, oh no, I'm so tired. No. Yeah, so we're doing good over here though. You know, I feel like I'm getting along just fine. Hopefully everybody else is going along just fine too. Actually, I'm pretty excited because it's autumn now. Like, hashtag officially, it was the equinox this week. And now it is like hashtag officially autumn. And that is my favorite time of year. I don't know how any of you feel about autumn, but like this time of year is like when Renaissance Festival happens. I think I'm going to go ahead and go to a pumpkin patch next month. Most of them only open in October. So I'm going to go to pumpkin patch and have an extremely gay time doing that. That's my main goal. And I mean, it's like, I like when it's rainy. It rains sometimes this time of year, and it's like getting cooler. So it's a nice rain. Hell yeah. Maybe I should do witchy thing today. Yeah, I didn't make any plans. But I had some of my witchy friends being like, well, you know, Mabon is a celebration of rest and all that. So, you know, maybe just chilling and letting yourself be tired is an okay way to celebrate it or like observe, you know. I've become a summer lover since I moved to the States. What part of the States do you live in that you can love the summer? Summer just gets worse every year. My 30th birthday is on October 7th, says Kiers Semple in the YouTube chat. So ready to be rid of my 20s. I'm like in anticipation of that myself. Like it's still a couple years off, but I'm like, I'm going to be 30 soon. So congratulations on living this long. That is a achievement in and of itself. Autumn is the best season. Autumn Rock's best season by far. I'm glad that chat is in agreement. It's allowed for you to disagree with me, but I like it when you agree with me, you know? Yes, the rain is the best. Spring and autumn are really where it's at, if we're being completely honest, you know? Anyhow, I enjoy talking about shit that doesn't matter at the beginning of the stream. Just doing a little bit of lighthearted, how do you do, you know? Oh, she is going to do this all stream, apparently. I was like looking it up before stream started and I tried to tweak a couple things and it sure didn't work. Are you gonna maybe turn back on if I mess with the buttons? You gonna maybe turn back on? Okay. It's interesting. So the thing that I tried to fix didn't take. That's good to know. That's data point for next time, okay? Oh my gosh. Holland James asks, what are your thoughts on people who say there is no such thing as a bisexual man? I mean, I don't know what to do with those people. I don't know what you say to a person who's like, I just don't think that there are such a thing as bisexual men. Hold on. There are people who are like, I don't think there is such a thing as any bisexual person. Can you stop? Okay. Came back of your own accord that time. Okay. It's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like there's a very clearly like, do you mean like ontologically bisexuality doesn't exist? Or do you, I mean, because like in practice, it very clearly does, you know? In practice, there are people who fuck men and women. Cis men, cis women, trans men. You know, clearly bisexual people exist in terms of description of behavior. So unless you just think that they're like doing it specifically for the purpose of being disobedient or whatever, and not out of like an earnest desire, like if that's your argument about why bisexuality doesn't actually exist, like I get it, I guess, in that sense. There are people who still think the world is flat. I mean, you're right, Mersh, you know. Maybe our standards are set too high. Mars Hall says I moved from California, from New Mexico. I can't stand cold anymore. Neither of those places are very cold. Are they ghosts? True. Hell yeah, Maria. You've been getting a good amount of sleep? I'm glad to hear that. I feel like I've been sleeping okay lately. Girl, come on. I've been having weird dreams lately. But okay, you're going to come back on your own this time and you're going to make... Okay. Albuquerque snows in the winter. Okay. It's like a desert, right? So it's like cold at night / at winter time. Oh shit. Spider went to yoga for the first time in a while earlier this week, but now I am sick. Oh shit. I hope that you didn't pick something up at yoga. That would be a fucking bummer. I would be pretty annoyed with that. I got my bivalent booster. Yeah, I talked to you all on Tuesday about it, but if you weren't here on Tuesday, I got my booster for COVID. If you haven't gotten your booster for COVID, you should check it out because there's a new one that is more effective and you should get it because it's free, right? Oh, I had food poisoning. Ooh, rough. That's rough, Violet. Got to see my favorite band ever last night for the first time. Ooh, hell yeah. Holland James says, I don't know if you're familiar with the singer Akon, who's had many #1 songs, and he's worked with Lady Gaga, who is bisexual. He said 2 years ago, quote, there's no such a thing as a bisexual man. If you're supposed to fuck a bitch, if you fuck a guy, then you're gay. Yeah, I mean, I would not... I think that there is some amount of homophobia in all subsections of culture, and that, you know, Black culture has its own unique flavor of homophobia, as does every subculture. And I mean, it's like, as a Black man, you have to prove a lot, and I can see why they end up with like a big masculinity problem, you know. Basically. What's up, Hollow? How's it going? Hell yeah, Violet getting a new job, or might get a new job. That's pretty great. Yeah, I am very seriously considering, like, do you all know Conyer, the streamer Conyer, who is like roommates with Vosh? I don't actually know Conyer, but I do know that Conyer has a Fansly where they post pictures of their like outfits, and I'm like, that's not a bad idea. So I'm thinking about doing that. I think I should do that because I enjoy like wearing outfits that are gothy and like very skin tight and shit. Might as well, like, occasionally when I take those pictures, post them somewhere, because I'm like, it's usually too risque. I'm like, I don't want to post, like, I'm like, my ass looks great in these shorts, but I don't really want to post that on Twitter. Fansly, solution. Make money off of it, you know? The lewd ass pics. Considering it, anyway. How do you do canoe? I don't actually know Conyer. And at least they used to be roommates. I'm not sure if they are anymore. Did this thing pop up on screen or no? We had a $10 tip earlier from McKnickerbocker. Unless that is an old notification and Streamlabs is being weird. But thank you. If that was a recent thing, I am totally not sure right now. Because it still says like a couple seconds ago and it hasn't updated. So there we go. Also, Akon has worked with Jeffree Star, and Jeffree Star is pansexual. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, like, they can work together and not like know anything about each other details wise. I feel like with Jeffree Star, if somebody like Akon was going to work with Jeffree Star, probably to Akon, Jeffree is just like a really, really aggressively gay man. That is what I would guess, you know? If you do post pictures online, be sure to nuke the metadata from the file first to avoid being doxxed. Yeah, I'm curious as to like how specifically to do that as well, because I've heard that these are precautions you should take. I just don't know the details. Do you like helicopters? I don't have anything against helicopters, but I don't have any affinity for them. Ooh, okay. We have some links on how to keep ourselves safe by removing metadata. Is this something that I should already be doing with regards to like anything that I post on Twitter? If I post selfies on Twitter right now, you know? Helicopters are fucking dumb, but I love them. Yeah, don't they like very easily spiral out of flying? Like, true, Jeffree Star, who said non-binary genders and pronouns are stupid. Basically, most cis queer people want to make themselves seem valid by making someone else seem stupid. Oh, damn. And Jake also adds from the YouTube chat, Jeffree Star was bragging about all the, quote, straight rappers and athletes he slept with in that Jake Paul podcast. I didn't hear about that. That's pretty funny. Damn. Hey, if you're here and you have not yet hit like, would you consider hitting the like button? That usually helps bring in some new people. It helps the channel. It's free. Shows your appreciation. If you're the kind of person who likes the content but cannot dono, then doing things like liking, commenting, and sharing help the channel. I've heard that helicopters are 30,000 pieces looking for a place to crash. Oh no. Logan Paul's podcast, not Jake's. I see. Helicopters are extremely hard to learn to fly. You have to battle with it trying to spin all the time. Yeah, it's very easy to make them crash. What's up, Zerzix? How's it going? Ooh, it would be cool, yeah, Violet says, to create a personal blog writing guides on privacy, such as which browsers are safe and how to keep yourself safer on social media. Hell yeah. Furball asked because they love helicopters. Oh, man. I'm not like shit-talking helicopters, just that they're apparently really hard to fly. I don't know. Shoot, I'm gonna have to grab my water off the countertop really fast. It's just out of reach. I'm gonna grab it and be right back. You should drink some water too. Okay. So, yes, you have to worry about pitch, yaw, and roll when you are flying a helicopter. Planes go in a straight line, whereas helicopters do not just automatically do that. I like helicopters that are like have four little thingamabobbers, because one of those over there. I know I don't invoke the background very often, but there is a quadcopter there in the background. It's not even the nicer of the two that I have. Yeah, hydration in helicopters. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Zerzix is making some music. Yeah, I really think that I want to get into music more than I currently do. Like, I want to mess around on multiple instruments. I want to like dick around with writing simple songs. I think that I'm going to be in a better headspace to do that when I am in my own apartment or whatever I end up renting, which I'm only going to be able to do with your help if you type !move on the website chat. Anyway. I'm actually pretty excited about it. I was freaked out at first, and now I'm kind of excited. What do you play now or want to play instrument-wise? I have this guitar that I play sometimes. I'm not great at it, but I'm okay. And I have ocarinas. When I move out, I will not have access to a bunch of the ones that we currently have, so I will not name the ones that are not mine, but I currently have access to. I have a piano keyboard thing that I would definitely want to teach myself how to play. That's a big time, long-term goal for me. I would like to buy a cello. That would be cool. If I could afford to buy a cello, like a cheap fucking cello too, it does not have to be a nice cello. That would be pretty neat. And I think that might be it for me. 2 guitars, another acoustic, you know? Did I say that I have a bunch of ocarinas? Because that's also true. I have a bunch of ocarinas. And maybe a harmonica. A shitty harmonica. There you go. Yeah, Maria, get the new booster when you can. Buy a bass. So, my partner actually plays bass and has an extra bass that he's told me I can mess around with, and I just don't most of the time. Would you ever want a new violin? I think I would be more... I more want a cello, because I played violin and viola. And I think I'm ready to like try a different instrument entirely, you know? Getting a bass would be cool to layer with. Yeah, that's true. As far as writing music, I could do those bass things with a cello, though. Imagine the possibilities. I know they obviously have very different sound qualities. Goblin teeth, to be determined is the answer to that question. who knows what the future may bring. Yeah, so I'm excited about doing more music stuff. Bass spins are so much cooler with basses, though. I've never talked to Keffels. No, I did. I think I sent her a DM one time, just like, hey, you know, I saw you got banned from Twitch. Welcome to YouTube. Sorry that you're dealing with a lot of shit all the time. But she was also like being actively swatted during that period of time. So I never followed up. You know, she's busy. She's got shit going on. It kind of seems like she's now decided she's going to try to take down Tucker Carlson, which we will talk about later. I mean, we're not really going to talk about Keffels we're not going to talk about Keffels very much specifically, but we are going to talk about Tucker Carlson. Make your own one-string bass. I saw someone do that with a pipe once. Sounded sick as hell. What? The person who takes Tucker Carlson down most is himself. True. I cannot argue with that. He's such a dingus, honestly. Yeah, thank you, Goblin Teeth. Yeah, if I'm being completely honest, as far as the moving situation is concerned, there have been times where it has been a very shitty situation, and it just seems like things are more copacetic now. So, you know, nothing is catastrophically wrong. I don't know whether we're getting divorced or not, okay? Oh, girl, come on now. Come on. There she is. She come back. She come back on her own. Okay. He admitted himself it's all an act. I mean, it's kind of like Bill O'Reilly. Like, right, Bill O'Reilly and, like, Dave Silverman used to make those outrageous videos together about, like, atheism and stuff, and Dave Silverman said that they would like cut the recording segment, and then they would both look at each other and like with a knowing look of like, we just made some excellent television. Like that's how Dave Silverman put it. So yeah, I mean, it's performative. It makes sense to me that Tucker Carlson, working for the same network as Bill O'Reilly, would have those same things. There's a video on YouTube saying that Keffels sexually assaulted and killed someone in 1998 behind a Taco Bell. And the funny thing is that Keffels was 4 years old at that time. The kind of shit that people will claim is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, like, what do you even do at a certain point? Like, what do you say? What is this? Oh, no, that's some more news. I don't watch some more news very often anymore nowadays because you know what? I'm like, you know what, Cody? I know how bad the world is, and I don't need you to tell me. You know? I'm like, I already feel this way all the time, and I don't need you making it worse. That's basically how I feel. I love Cody, but that's basically how I feel about his show at this point. Don't you miss Warmbo? No, I do not. I don't remember what Warmbo is. That's part of the benefit of having a dumb fucking brain, is that I just don't remember anything. Oh, stretching. You gotta stretch, y'all. Stretch is important. I have not been doing that very much lately. It's definitely a fault of mine. Anyhoozle. Oh, he's the stand-in for liberals. Oh, I prefer Sacco, you know? Any of you who've seen Bo Burnham's special. My favorite, like, I don't know who Warmbo is, but I do love Sacco, and I haven't listened to that song in a minute. Like, here's some fun for you. I know Sacco is more communist, that's why I like him more. Warmbo is a really annoying puppet. Yeah, Sacco is an anarchist sock puppet. I'm like, I wonder if I can do the voice right now, because I totally can, and it's very fun. How does the song go? He's like, the simple narrative taught in every history class is demonstrably false and pedagogically classist. It's fun. It's hard to maintain for the entire song, but it's good. Sacco is to Burnham what Cody is to Warmbo. I see. I see. That makes perfect sense. Okay, you've encapsulated it perfectly. I wouldn't define Sacco as anarchist. My understanding was he is authoritarian, but been a while since I watched it. I think he's just anti-status quo. Like the lyrics that Sacco has are like, he's introduced and it's like, why don't you tell people what you think about the world? And he says, the simple narrative taught in every history class is demonstrably false and pedagogically classist. Don't you know the world is built with blood and genocide and exploitation? The global network of capital essentially functions, the global network of capital essentially, as a means of, oh shit, I can't remember the words to that part. Like as a means to alienate the worker, basically, is what he says there. I can't remember all the words to it. I haven't listened to it in a long enough time. Yet to separate the worker from the means of production, and the FBI killed Martin Luther King. Private property is inherently theft. The neoliberal fascists are destroying the left, and every politician, every cop on the street protects the interest of the pedophilic corporate elite. That is like the entirety of the part that Sacco says. So I don't know if that's authoritarian or not. Hello, Oscar. Hello. You know, that is how the world works. That is how the world works. My singing voice is not in it today, so I'm singing bad on purpose. I'm like, I already know from earlier today when I was trying to sing that it's not there today. It's not going to happen. It says a lot that the same guy who wrote that also dunks on white women on Instagram. I mean, what he's dunking on is their capitalistically like exploiting their lives and like distilling their experiences down to something that's easily digestible. I think that that's what the criticism is in white women's Instagram, because like there is part of the song where he's like the post, it's like the post on Instagram that he's orating the text of does get more deep, talking about like her dead parents or whatever. And like the frame has been square the whole time like it is on Instagram, and during that part it like widens to normal like 16:9 or whatever, and then as it finishes that part it squishes back into square frame. So it like, I think what it's criticizing is I mean basically fundamentally like capitalist, I mean like reducing your life down to something that's consumable on Instagram, you know? Yeah, he's also somewhat sympathetic to them. The interlude of that song sort of reveals that. Yeah. Apparently my brain is just not going to produce song lyrics today. White Woman's Instagram is a hard song because there's no, like, it doesn't make sense. The thing, like, there's no flow between one statement and the next. You just have to remember it. Like, you just have to know what it is. Yes, commodification of the personal. I am late. How dare you, Nouvenal? How dare you be late? Not permitted. How could you do this to me? It's fine. I was late today. It's fine. The ways that social media makes us plastic people, staged and organized, unable to even engage with our losses except filtered through it as a medium. Yeah. It does always choke me up right at the end. Like, I have a really hard time singing the entire section of the interlude, or the bridge, I guess. The bridge is what it would be called. Like, Mama, I got a job I love in my own apartment. Mama, I got a boyfriend and I'm crazy about him. Your little girl didn't do too bad. Mama, I love you. Give a hug and kiss to Dad. That part at the end really just chokes me up most of the times that I'm singing the song. Like, I just like can't deal with it, and I don't know why. I'm like, I haven't had my parents die, and also my parents have been divorced for a really long time, so it's not like it would be like that. Holland James, why do you always come in here talking about, like, if someone made a song called Fuck You Luxander? Why? Why do you always do this? It's a little bit weird, if we're being totally honest with each other. Because, like, why? This is my number one question. We're going to have to start being stricter about chat lately, you know? No cussing each other out. No being weird. Okay? There we go. If you're in here and you have not yet hit like, please consider doing that. Am I still allowed to call myself the F slur? Of course you're allowed to call yourself the F slur. It will censor you, so it will not get me in trouble on YouTube. Do what you want to do. A frog. True. F slur frog. I actually think frog is a really cute word. I can understand why people use that as their name and or pronouns, because frog is a pretty cute word. Was the bracket in there on purpose, though? Some strange European punctuation? What am I looking at here? What am I looking at here, Dank Cat Lord? Nope, just a nasty tablet. No worries. Hollow thinks it's because reasons. Absolutely. Okay, this is a meme. Is this gonna copyright me? Because I want to watch it, but not if it's gonna copyright me. I don't want to be zucked. Yeah, this metadata shit is really cool to know. Oh, my name sounds like curse, but I appreciate the proper Scandinavian pronunciation. Yeah, no worries. Curse, that's cool. K-I-R-S, curse. It's a meme. It probably isn't going to copyright. I'm trusting you, okay? I will trust you.
My name is Hank Richardson. I'm a proud American and father, too. I live in Natoma, Kansas. I drive a 1989 Ford Bronco. I work in a lawnmower production factory. And to get me through my day, I drink mug root beer. If you want to take my mug, you'll have to get to me first.
Oh my god. I had no idea how to respond to that. It was very funny. Like, wow. I just didn't know what to do through most of that. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. By the way, if you all have funny videos that you want to try to make me laugh with during our game of You Laugh, You Lose, go check out the Discord. Link in the description to the Discord. Well, now I want a root beer. I usually want cream soda, but the cream soda that I bought most recently is super fucking syrupy and pretty gross. Sad. Unfortunate. Oh, goodness gracious. We're getting close to the time that we should probably start talking about the actual news. Like, someday. Maybe we'll have a kitty moment first. Maybe I will capture him. This is not a cat who wants to be picked up. Hey, stop knocking the water over, you fucking asshole. Hold on. Okay. Come here. Hey. Look what I have. I have a Mitternacht. He's good. Yes. Can we have some mitters in chat? Some mitters in chat for the cat? Almost everybody in here has a sub right now. How much of a mitter combo can we get? Can we get mitter combo? Are you good? Are you my buddy? Yeah? Yeah? Oh, yes. He is baby. Oh, hello. Come here. It's okay. You're being very nice, and I will let you down shortly, okay? I got one nom. His name is Mitternacht, which is the German word for midnight, which is why the emoji is called Mitter. So yeah, he's a baby. He's like 12 years old, and when I move out, he's gonna stay here. But I will still get to see him every once in a while. So that's cool. Are you saying your cat is mid? By calling the emote Mitter? I guess I am. I guess I am kind of saying that he's mid. I mean, to be totally honest, like, we used to have 3 cats, and we each liked the other 2 better. Are you taking some of your isopod buddies with you? I will be taking all of my isopods, yes. Except for the ones that I emptied into one of my partner's terrariums last night. Because one of his terrariums has like a dwindling population, so and some of mine are like, there's way too many of them. So I took some of them out. But yes, all of those guys over there. These containers. And actually, this top one and this bottom one are the same species, just different colors. But this one in the middle is like a different species. And they also like reproduce a lot. And I need to move them into a bigger container because they reproduce a lot. Like, so much. Like, I don't even know how I'm going to deal with it. So, yeah. It's the whole thing. If Holland James, if you have a video that's funny, what you should do is you should post it on the Discord in the channel called Slay the Dragon. Because we are going to play a game at some point. When we have some videos and Baphomet can curate them up together. You might be able to sell some to the pet store. Some people sell them online. Like I've bought isopods online before. Yeah, there can't be copyright music. Exactly. No copyright music, no copyright footage. Do y'all know that meme that's like the bird and he's like, Becca, let me smash. Like, even though the audio is something totally different, if you show that footage on YouTube, you'll get caught out by the BBC because it's from a BBC documentary. Which is annoying, but true. Yeah, exactly. Let me smash. It's one of my favorite fucking videos. But yeah, we found out the hard way. BBC is a butthead. That's true. So yeah, if I mean, at some point, if you are interested in buying some fucking orange cream Porcellio pruinosis isopods, I might be able to sell them for you. BBC, more like big bitch company. True. I need to finally put together a P.O. box since... Oh, so here's the one thing about my move is that I was planning on moving to fucking like Washington at first, but now I'm going to stay local. So on account of that, it'll be easier for me to pay for a place to live and like move all my stuff. Holy shit. Vitarota said they love my cat with $100 dono. Holy shit. Thank you so much. That was unexpected. Oh my gosh. That's super helpful right now. You have no idea. I gotta change the thingamabobber. Hold on. Now it's updated. September. Hold on. I gotta retype all this stuff at least once per stream. It wouldn't be stream if I didn't have to retype a bunch of stuff. There we go. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hypers, that's gonna make my life easier. Like, without question. And on that note, I guess we should probably, like, shift over into talking about the news at some point today. You know? Just at some point in the near future. Some point at the times that there are times. Okay, so I have a couple of... Yeah, give crumbs of news, please. What is that one called? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a good one. Wow is a good emote. EB has some great emotes. I have some more that I need to upload. And I also have a sticker that I need to have printed that EB has designed for me. So we might have some stickers for sale for a very, very limited time. Soon. That will be good. Wave is the cutest one, though. It's true. Like, Wave is cute. Ree is pretty good. I mean, I will give it to Ree. I don't know if we have a Poggies yet to replace Poggies, but I want to look at my stream notes and see what we have in store for today, since we're gonna finally like do something kind of serious. Got that mug beer? Ugh. Gotta get my shit in order here. Okay, so there was Tucker Carlson, obviously. There was there were some people protesting a drag event, and there were no children at the event, but the people were protesting and they were like just waving Nazi flags. So that's cool. The Anthony Padilla interviewing trans men, like Anthony Padilla spends a day with trans men video, which has Ty Turner in it, is something that we've had on the docket for a few days. We could do that, or we could save it for tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to stream at noon Central. Normally it's on Sunday at noon, but we're doing it on Fridays at noon because I have a side job right now. And then there was some other stuff that I had twet. Let's see. I guess some of this stuff was just Tucker Carlson and like the response to after Tucker Carlson. We could make fun of Allison Bailey for a second. Allison Bailey being like, women must unite against trans people, even if it means allying with racists. Hey, Mars, finally done with work. That's awesome. Oh, we can watch this trans woman comedian's clip. That would be cool. We might do that really quick right now, actually. Get us in a good mood for the rest of stream, you know? Let me get my headphones. And then we're going to watch this trans woman comedian for about 40 seconds. Whoa. Some of you may have already seen this going around on Twitter. Shush, 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 shush. Hold on. We gotta make sure everything's cool.
I don't really...
Okay, and let me bring this, and we'll switch over.
The first penis I ever saw, God, I fucking hope it was mine. People don't actually ask me like pre-op or post-op because I feel like it's pretty obvious. It's like, you'd be surprised if I didn't have a dick, right? I don't really have a lot of issues with that. It's more just sort of a nuisance at this point. It's kind of like the friend that you've been like best friends with since middle school, and then he does the toast to your wedding and does like Borat references the entire time. And like, you have overstayed your welcome. And I need to surgically remove you from my life.
That last joke did not get enough laughs from that crowd. That was clearly a cisgender crowd, in my opinion. Like, this last joke, like, and even the way that she delivered it kind of off to the side, like, and I need to surgically remove you from my life. That shit was hilarious. My personal opinion. Just wanted to share that with y'all. Hope that you enjoyed. IDK what a Carlson is, but I ain't helping Tucker. Oh, no. Yeah, I've been retweeting a lot of Tucker Carlson news, apparently. We have... Oh, there's stuff about the schools and stuff kicking up now. Oh, hold on. Can someone... will someone hit... Here, let me do this. Action? Is that what this is? Did I already had this set up? Okay, that's Pennsylvania. I thought we had one for this thing. So this thing, if I don't know if we've already talked about this, Biden released a rule that will make trans healthcare benefits substantially easier to receive under Section 1557. Please comment in support of trans healthcare equality. We generated over 60,000 clicks for Title IX rule changes. This one is not nearly as brigaded by TERFs, but still has been brigaded. We can absolutely drown out the anti-trans comments here with comments in support. Just click the little comment box in the top left. Let me post up the link here. Yeah, I think we have... I can't remember what all of the commands are because we just changed them and added a couple, and I can't remember what they are. But yeah, the regulations, that's like a public comment situation thing that we can look at and just counteract the comments that are saying this is bad. Just add a comment that says, hey, this is good, I like this. There's currently 23,997. Would 3 of you make a public comment on that? That comedian was solid. I'd pay to see her. Yeah, she's called Mia Moore. Oh my god, excuse me. Terrible. Excuse me. What? Whoa. Yeah. Notification. Holy shit. We have a $50 dono from K07278 tipped with a $50. Holy shit. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That makes a significant difference for me. We're getting so close to the halfway point for the total month goal. That's awesome. Thank you so much. It's making my life easier. It's making the stress go down with every dono. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm going to be able to make this work. Because here's part of the thing, too. I'm trying to get an apartment by myself and not get a fucking roommate. Because that sounds like a nightmare. I would like to live by myself. I moved out of my parents' house and in with my partner. And I would like to live by myself. So the more I have like a stable income, the more I'm like, yes, I can do this. Like, all right, we'll do it. Curse, that was you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It really does make a big difference. Commented on the thing. Thank you. Thank you, Spider. It's super easy to do. It doesn't take a huge amount of time. Keeps things working better, hopefully. Like, they're supposed to respond to the public comment. Oh, yeah, this is... Okay, so this is something that I wanted to talk about. I didn't have this in my show notes or anything, but I'm gonna go ahead and just take a moment to talk about it. All of these anti-trans healthcare laws have been, in the United States at least, like typically targeting youths. Some of them are like, we should take this off of Medicare. Like, we shouldn't have this covered by state insurance either because, oh, it's not medically verifiable to be, like, it doesn't work for real. So, targeting young people. And some of those laws have even attempted to address people all the way up to age 25, which is, like, crazy. Like 25, like you've been legally an adult for 7 years. The idea that you wouldn't be able to access hormones until after age 25, like, it's inhumane. Like, it's patently ridiculous and inhumane. And it seems like these GCs, like these TERFs, these transphobes of all types, are trying really, really hard to basically infantilize adults and extend the age as far as they can, because what they really want to do is make it completely illegal or inaccessible. You know, I think it's fair to say that that's kind of their end goal. So this person had tweeted, 18 to 30-year-olds are extremely vulnerable to the pull of transition. A parent with an under 18 has options, but over that age, all they can do is sit back and watch in horror. Protect all young people. Let's talk about this. And of course, Keffel said, like, I cannot imagine infantilizing adults to the point you don't believe they should have control over their own medical decisions. This is like all of the rapid onset gender dysphoria conversation, like the whole premise of that was that it was a bunch of parents saying that their children just suddenly transed and they couldn't see it coming, they had no idea, and their kid like cut off contact suddenly and all this nonsense. And like a lot of those quote unquote kids were actually like 23 years old, like between the ages of 20 and 23. And I'm like, this tweet right here is reminiscent of those. It's like that anxiety that like once your kid has moved out, they're out of your control. Specifically saying 18 to 30-year-olds, specifically talking about your adult children who should have full autonomy over their decisions, saying like, these people are extremely vulnerable to the pull of transition. Like, parents can't do anything because the kids have fucking bodily autonomy at that age. Like, I'm doing a little like Jordan Peterson. But it's just absurd, y'all. Like, come on. Like, are you serious here? Like, I feel like I should not need to argue with the idea that like someone who is 18 years old, if they can join the military, if they can smoke cigarettes, and you can't necessarily smoke cigarettes in all places. Some places it's raised to age 21, but in a lot of European countries, you can drink beer at that age or wine, like it doesn't make any sense. If you're against grown-ass adults transitioning, you're mentally demented, bottom line. What's up, Guitar Rocker? Ooh, I need to give you a special role. But it's not like that they're demented. They just like actually want to exercise an inappropriate amount of control over people. Like they're like, trans people shouldn't exist. And it doesn't matter what we have to do governmentally in order to make sure that that goal is achieved. Like, it doesn't matter that could be potentially making it difficult to, like, I don't know, like, it could present difficulties to cis people who are trying to access stuff like, oh, I don't know if a cis woman has too high of some hormone or whatever. Like, but I don't need to appeal to cis women and what, like, they might need access to XYZ care because trans people's access to care matters on its own. Like, it doesn't matter if you think that trans people are delusional. If you think that trans people are delusional, the best treatment to alleviate like the dysfunction associated with that delusion is to transition. Like, the diagnosis part of being trans is that you have a distress about your gender, right? Like, that's the whole thing, at least as far as your access to medical care is concerned, So it just seems wild to me that you would be like have the desire to infringe on an adult's decision-making process, like under the guise of protecting youth. Very strange. Like, why don't you come out like, again, like be anti-military or something like useful? Oh, cool. Do we have a chud? Delicious. Someone is being irritating in the YouTube chat. I guess I'm only glancing over the chat. I haven't like taken the time to like thoroughly read each comment. So maybe they're not being straight up annoying. 20-year-olds in most cases aren't adults. Well, you need to go make that argument about the military to the government then. Like, you need to petition the government to change the age of consent on all things to 20 years old. Like, including, we should continue free education through age 20 because we educate children through age 18, right? We should continue free education through age 20. We should not allow children under the age of 20 to join the military or smoke cigarettes. We shouldn't allow children under the age of 20 to do porn. If they're not able to consent to transition, then they clearly can't consent to porn or nicotine or offering up their body to the United States military-industrial complex, So the myth of consensual medical care, isn't there someone you forgot to ask? The military trains them to be killers at 18 years old. I know this well. If you can kill or be killed for your country, you can transition, smoke, etc. Like, by all reasonable standards, a 20-year-old is an adult. You know, and I have my own personal, like, not sure of my opinion on the drinking age versus the otherwise age of consent. Like, I don't know exactly what my opinion is about that now, but cigarettes are already restricted to buyers older than 21 in a lot of places. Yeah, absolutely. It's about consent to what you can do with your body, MMA. Like, defending your nation versus thinking you are the opposite sex. I mean, like, I didn't just say the army. Maybe you could acknowledge, like, any of the 3 examples that I gave. Like, what about porn? Do you think that 18 to 20-year-olds should not be allowed to do porn if you think that they're not allowed to transition? But, like, anyway, like, fuck you, because trans people generally know that they're trans when they're much younger. Like, I've known that I was trans since I was, like, 15. So I think it's stupid to restrict smoking to 21 years old, personally. I definitely thought it was annoying to change it, but I also grew up with it being the typical age of 18. So I don't know if that's, like, just me. Hey, if you're here and you have not yet hit the like button and you like the stream, please consider hitting like on the stream. It's free, shows your appreciation for the channel. We occasionally will, take the time to talk to a chud in chat. Did they delete all their comments, though? I think they just dipped and deleted all their comments. Oh, wait, no, they're back. Okay, I don't know why they weren't showing for a minute. That was weird. I am curious why. So MMA says you're going to hurt a lot of young people with this. I mean, what do you mean? Like, yeah, here to debate does not address a single argument. True, Spider. Sorry, Paul, a chud is like a troll. It's kind of like a troll. Or like, maybe a chud is not being deliberately disingenuous, but they are being stupid. I feel like a chud is slightly different from a troll in that the chud is making earnest arguments. They're just being stupid. "20-year-olds would not be allowed to marry by reasoning of the turfs." True. 20-year-olds would not be allowed to have children by reasoning of the turfs, if we're being completely honest. MMA, what is your opinion on young children being dancers? And I'm not asking that out of nowhere. I'm asking for a very specific reason. Let me explain before you answer, okay? Don't answer yet, okay? If you start a child doing ballet at like age 8, her body will permanently change. Like, to the extent that even if she only does it for like 3 years at around age 8 to 12, later on, if a doctor does a look at the bones, they will ask, like, oh, did you used to be a dancer? Because it permanently changes your body. And it can permanently change your body in ways that do lead to long-term health consequences, like joint problems and stuff in the longer term. So what is your opinion on letting 8 to 12-year-olds stop acting like I'm making like false equivalencies. I'm talking about changing your body. I'm talking about changing your body in an irreversible way, in a way that can actually hurt you. Like, in a way that can actually make it to where you become injured more easily later on in your life. It can hurt your joints, okay? So you have not demonstrated that puberty blockers or surgeries are harmful in the long term. I can demonstrate that ballet is harmful in the long term. So you need to reconcile with the fact that children have other permanent things that they do to their bodies that you need to also campaign against if you are against transitioning, or you need to accept that transition is a complex decision made with parents and the children and the doctors all making an informed decision. The back is obviously more important than your sexual organs. But if you are concerned about sexual organs, why don't you just make it free for these for trans youth to freeze their eggs and sperm? Easy solution to that problem if you're concerned about their fertility. We're enjoying an argument right now. I'm having fun. I'm not kicking him out yet. I'm having fun. Yeah, Liam Weatherby points out last week we were talking about, earlier this week, we were looking at the standards of care for trans people and the fact that surgeries do require a waiting period and usually a letter from at least one therapist that says this person is okay to... Well, good. Bye. Like, way to be, like, absolutely refuse to engage with, like, intellectually honest conversation, you fucking prick. Bye. Too many punches to the head, my diagnosis. True. I mean, that's a good question. Why were you subbed to begin with? We enjoy a little healthy argument once in a while, you know? Anyway. Sorry if that was boring to anybody. I enjoy that sometimes, you know. Since we got $100 in dono earlier, I had been considering setting a stream goal for this, but maybe I'll just, since we've already gotten so many generous donations today, I'll just go ahead and put these on, you know? Maybe I'll just go ahead and do this. There we go. There we go. Okay. There we go. You can't beat a good turf hunt. It's even better when you don't have to hunt and they come to you to get roasted. True. I know, whatever will we do without hearing Tucker Carlson's takes reiterated by someone even less charismatic? True, Hellhound, you did just get here just in time for Horny Stream. You just missed, we had a chud in YouTube chat that we were chewing on a little bit with their transphobia and commentary. So now I'm having a fun time. The archetypal chud is literally just like a middle millennial to younger Gen X who under normal circumstances would just want to grill for God's sake, but are now being actively misled by people like Tucker Carlson. I mean, true. And can't spell. Oh, no worries, Hellhound. Yeah. Welcome in. Horns. I know I have the Hurons. I enjoy the Hurons. They make me feel good. Chud got scorched by the dragon, entered the dragon's lair. I am trying to get my... Oh, that was pretty good. I'm trying to get my proprioception to where I just know where the tips of my horns are. Oh, hey, that's pretty good. I'm getting pretty good at that. Okay. That's just a fun little goal that I have. Anyway... making sure nothing crazy is happening on my phone. Cool. Horns look sick as fuck. I know. I 3D printed them. I did not design them, but I printed them and they look really cool. I think I need to get something other than this plastic thing to hold them on. Cop pulls you over. Can you touch the tip of your horns for me, please? I'm like, yes, officer, I certainly can't. Oh, there they are. Oh, I was close. You know I wasn't cheating. You know, you can tell I wasn't cheating. Okay. I'm sad that chud gave up so quickly. I was kind of looking forward to having more substantial argument. But, you know, that's what I get for having expectations. Hey, can someone type exclamation point move in the YouTube, or not in the YouTube chat, on the website chat, please? Because I'm trying to move out of the place that I currently live, and I could use some shares on that GoFundMe. That would be really kind. Appreciate you. Yeah, let me look over here at this, and then... I'm gonna do a thing real quick. There we go. Okay, I just gave Guitar Rocker a new color. They wanted to be medium rare instead of well done. That's why they ran away so fast. True. I just had a soda for the first time in a while. Shit burns. The carbonation actually does kind of hurt sometimes, doesn't it? Let's talk about this Nazi protest drag queen bullshit thing, because it's been on my docket for a couple days and I want to just like kind of get it off my plate now. With the level he's at, there's no point of arguing. Just, well, here's what I heard on the TV. I mean, Katya, the thing is that I've recently accepted some help with editing, finally. And if someone comes on and makes stupid arguments, then I can be like, hey, editor, will you edit this into a video for my channel? That would be great, you know? Exactly. I was hoping to actually see some alt-right playbook tactics, but they just ended up being a coward. Like, what a bitch, you know? They really just wanted to fuck with me, and it turns out I'm actually smart and well-spoken, then they just, like, buckle completely and, like, have to leave. So, whatever. So, I'm sure that you've already seen this news. If you haven't, I'm sorry to be the first person to bring it to you, I guess. There was a protest in Texas, I think. It looks like this happened in Texas. There was a drag event, and the Texas GOP tweeted about it and, like, alerted the public about the drag event. And this is not an event where there were going to be children. This is just generally a drag event. And there were some people who showed up to protest this drag event, and they were just actually legitimately using like Nazi like imagery, like a Nazi flag and an SS shield. Like, I'll show you this here. We have this article from LGBTQ Nation. Yeah, so Texas GOP alerted the public about drag event, and then Nazis showed up. Pro-LGBTQ veterans came to defend the event from fascist protesters wielding swastikas. That was a misspelling on the word wielding, but I will pass it for now, Daniel. Come on, Daniel, you can do better than that. Queer military veterans faced down neo-Nazis and Proud Boys in Pflugerville, Texas last Sunday as the fascist groups held swastikas and transphobic signs across the street from the Hanover Draught House, which is a restaurant hosting its first ever all-ages drag brunch. No children attended the event. 2 days prior to the event, Texas Republican Party notified its followers about the event through a public Twitter alert, which falsely claimed that children were there, and would be exposed to alcohol and overtly sexual activities. So they just lie. You know, they just lying. It's not, like, cute. What's up, M, in the YouTube chat over there? Good to see you. Conservatives often claim without any evidence, claiming without any evidence, also known as lying, that drag shows seek to, quote, groom children for sexual abuse. In reality, all ages drag shows typically feature no explicit sexual content. Yeah, I mean, we watched that video of someone getting put into drag recently, and you have to put on so much shit. Like, it's like the opposite of stripping. It's the opposite of sexual in the sense that, like, you have to tuck your genitals away and, like, put on a bunch of layers of shit and, like, put on a bunch of makeup that, like, your actual face is, like, not even visible for the most part, you know? Excuse me. This points out that most of these feature lip sync performances and sing-alongs by performers in colorful costumes and makeup. Like, yeah, sometimes it's, like, stand-up. Sometimes it's dance, like more traditional form of dance. Yeah, like there's a lot of different types of drag. Like any type of performance that you can do, you can also do in drag, and then it's just like drag and that other element together, right? The Texas GOP's tweet included an image of the event flyer, which showed the name of the brunch's host, Vegas Van Cartier, as well as its other drag performers such as Amber Nicole Davenport, Brandy Williams, and Michelle DeMarco. So basically, like, this is saying that, like, the Texas GOP named these people insofar as it named their performance names. The Republican Party's tweet also included a link to the event page on Facebook. The event description noted that alcohol would be for sale and stated, "Show may contain adult content. Parental discretion is advised." However, again, no children actually showed up to the event. The restaurant's manager began receiving death threats about the event over her personal cell phone. The president of Pflugerville Pride told the news station, Pflugerville Pride, which organizes local pride events, contacted the local police department as well as Veterans for Equality. Let's see. The small group of neo-fascists protested the drag brunch for about an hour. The two listed here have previously stood guard at trans rights protest, gay bingo events, and other pride gatherings. However, they said they've never encountered such extremists as the one who showed up this last weekend in Pflugerville. Like, again, these people, the people who are just straight up waving Nazi flags. Yikes. Apparently there was some crazy music going on, very vulgar, derogatory language, aggressive, and particularly against people of color. We are not going to stand down, and we are ready to be the buffer between the hate, says Gen Pena. Mac Pena also posted an image of the masked neo-fascists holding up a red flag with a swastika and a black one with two SS lightning bolts. The police state of Germany, two men in the group wore a red hat and necklace, both bearing swastikas. Two men carried signs stating transvestite is not a gender, it is a mental disorder. And also, it's okay to be white. Oh, that's cringe. Oh, that's cringe. The first sign is correct in that the word transvestite doesn't refer to a gender identity. It's an outdated term that refers to cross-dressers. Yeah, I mean, people don't really use it earnestly anymore. Oh, shit, I totally missed the donos. Holy shit. Were there like a bunch of donos that I just missed because I was not, because I don't have my earbuds in? I'm so sorry. Transparient has donated $50 twice. If one of those was an accident, I'll refund one because I don't know if you meant to send two $50 donos in a row. But thank you. That's amazing. Holy shit. And also Slaps Hungry Bears, who already did a bunch of donos earlier in the week, just gifted 2 tier 1 subs. Says more grink for the Dragon's Horde. Thank you. Oh my god. I'm like, I don't know what to do with you all right now. Thank you so much. Let me update this. I thought this updated itself earlier. Hold on. Yes. So this got up to that. And then there were more. I think that is what happened. Oh my god. I'm like, I gotta do math now? This is bullshit. I think that's what it is. We'll just assume that that's what it is for now and leave it for now, okay? Cool. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it a whole lot. I'm sorry, Nuvenal. Oh, you meant books. You said boobs. Uh-oh. Yes, very pog. Very much appreciate it. Source. My source is that I made it the fuck up. Absolutely. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Sorry for missing those and for spending such a long time fawning over myself. So let's see. This is just the most recent incident in which Texas conservatives targeted a drag event. In late August, anti-LGBTQ protesters tried to shut down an all-ages drag event in Roanoke, Texas. However, the protesters were stopped by armed... Yeah, the armed counter-protesters carrying rifles. Please show me the photos of that, because we didn't... I don't know if we talked about it on stream, but that was this. I can't remember if we talked about it or not. But they were carrying... Look at that. I think that's a trans symbol right there on their bag. They are ready to fight, and I appreciate that about them very much. Where am I? I need to go up here. Here we go. Up here. Where am I? Here we are. In September, local conservatives shut down a Disney-themed drag event after the venue's workers with threats. That's not a sentence that makes sense. Texas State Rep Brian Slayton has previously said that he plans on sponsoring legislation that would criminalize the taking of children to drag performances, something that he says is tantamount to sexual abuse. Slayton hasn't yet specified exactly what he means by drag shows, how they would be defined in a bill, or how his bill would avoid violating constitutional protections for free speech. So that you're in Texas. Okay, I remember that there was a thing going on in Florida about this too, where I think that the governor was trying to sue a drag show bar under a pre-existing law. The idea that that's sexual activity and it's happening around children. So they're just, all these people are just trying to characterize, like, here's the thing fundamentally that's going on. All of these people are trying to characterize cross-dressing on a fundamental level as something that is inherently sexual, so that then any amount of cross-dressing that they can detect, at least, is going to be sexual behavior. Now, if they're just criminalizing the drag bar, that would be one thing, but they are going to inevitably criminalize people walking out in the streets. So if you are clockable, if you are visibly trans, then you are going to be targeted as someone who is basically exposing children to your kink. That's what this discourse has been inevitably reaching toward, is the idea that you are a pervert by being trans in public. Like, you are inherently exposing everyone, and especially children, to your kink. And that, you know, you're doing it to get off. It's not just that you like to dress that way. It's that you like to dress that way for sexual gratification, and then exposing everybody to that is non-consensually involving them in your sexual life, which is pretty shit if we're being completely honest. How long have we been streaming? I want to get the timestamp for that one. Hold on. We have Guitar Rocker making shorts now, and I want to make sure that we appropriately get the content out, you know? As someone living awfully close to Germany, it's very weird to see out and open swastika flags. Yeah, it's super, super weird. But yeah, anyway, I guess that's more or less the end of that article. Because they will not define specifically what they mean by drag shows. Because they want it to be any transvestite in public. Why does that argument sound so familiar? Thinks back to last November. I know, right? Like, wow, who could have saw that coming? Like, I mean, we all know that Riley Grace Rochon is a conservative, like, fundamentally. The only way in which she's progressive is that she's a transgender lesbian, and if she could fix those things about herself, I'm sure she would. Oh, yeah, YouTube shorts. Yes, not like sewing pants. Yeah. Guitar Rocker was so kind as to put up a short for us today, which I appreciated. Honestly, Katya, yeah, it would have been nice if I knew that trans people existed when I was a kid instead of coming out later in life. I came out when I was like 15, and I'm still salty about it. Like, I feel like it's unreasonable of me to be as irritated about it as I am. But I mean, yeah, like, I think, like, unless you are given the opportunity from the earliest age that you can remember, I think that everybody's going to be somewhat salty about it. I still didn't start hormones until I was 21 because I didn't have the therapeutic support that I needed to help myself make those decisions, you know. I'm sure that I would have benefited from that. That would have been great. But whatever. Now we are where we are. I'm happy where I am. Actually, I have some news to share that I haven't told anyone yet. Are you ready to hear a secret? Do you want to know my secrets? The secret is that I made my first phone call about phalloplasty today, which is scary. But so the reason why I did it now, even though I'm still, like, not 100% sure, is because I recently found out at least I'm, according to the info in the bottom surgery Facebook groups, the clinic that I want to get surgery through is booked out like until 2024 for consultations. That's like the first time you talk to the surgeons. Consultations booked out till 2024. So I kind of figured, you know, if I called now, that would probably be a wise choice. If, you know, if I'm still not sure between now and then, you know, I can still cancel and let someone else get in on that date. So that's all I've done so far is I called and I talked to the lady and she was like, give me your email. I'll get you kind of pre-registered. And then now I have to fill out like patient intake forms. And then I'll talk to the director and get like on the wait list, I guess, for consultations. So 2020, it's currently 2022, y'all. Consultations are booked out until 2024. So that's going to be a lot. BRB got to do laundry. Yeah, I'm going to do laundry tomorrow, I think. Transparient says, I came out at puberty and went right back in the closet till age 28. Yeah, that's not uncommon. Still not out fully yet, and I'm 22. We all still have time, you know? We all still have time. The amazing miracle of modern medicine means that we can all achieve most of our goals at this point. Oh my God, excuse me. Beg pardon. I'm so gross. Okay. Are you deciding on RFF fallow? Yeah, so Jake, my thing with phalloplasty is that I prioritize sensation over basically everything else. Because I'm not going to get urethral lengthening. Like the main thing that I'm after is that it needs to have sensation. And the best route to get there is through radial forearm flap. So that's the option that I'm hoping to go for. The cool thing I learned about the clinic that I want to go to, the bunk clinic, is that it's like they also do hand surgery there, like as a matter of part of their expertise, which is cool because if you are having a graft from your arm, it's good to have people who are specialists in hand surgery so that you don't lose the functioning of your hand, you know? So there's just a lot of reasons why the bunk clinic is preferred. And yeah, they are supposed to have amazing microsurgeons. Like she said on the phone that they have technically she's a liaison for 2 different clinics because they have the microsurgery clinic and then the urogenital surgery clinic, which are 2 different things. So it's like, I think it's Dr. Safa on the microsurgery team and Dr. Chen on the urogenital team, the urology team. I don't know how much time I'm going to need to spend with Dr. Chen because I don't want urethral lengthening. So anyway, yeah, I'm excited. And yes, they would also be good at small nerves because they take nerves from here and that's how they do the hookup. So I'm enthused as enthused as you can be about something that is still not going to happen for another year and a half. Like, if we're being completely honest. But yeah, that'll be a whole different GoFundMe. That'll be a whole different, like, $50,000 GoFundMe. Heck, I didn't even think about hand surgeons due to hand issues that could be presented. Yeah, you have to be careful about, one of the main things about this type of bottom surgery is that they usually want to use your non-dominant hand. I'm right-handed. They want to use your non-dominant hand so that you don't permanently lose the function of your hand. Yeah, so the thing, it's like the dick and the surgery and the hospital stay and it's called Integra. There's so when they take the thing off of the arm, they're taking all the fat as well. And if you just get your regular skin graft, then there's going to be a weird indention in your arm where it's like skinnier and like weird looking. And in order to get the filler for the fat layer, essentially, like that costs extra money. So yeah, I'm just kind of ballparking like $50K. We'll see. I'm sure that they'll give me an estimate after my consult, you know. in 2 years. We'll see. Should I start the fucking GoFundMe now, though? God. No, let's get this move going first, and then we'll consider bottom surgery GoFundMe. But it is something to look forward to at the very minimum, yes. In the UK, you need to be the heir of a duke that received an affidavit 300 years ago to get on a waiting list to queue up to even get a gender. I know. It's so hard to get a gender in the UK. I feel so bad for the genders in the UK who don't get to exist. I'm such a dork. But I love how much of a dork I am, you know? It's decent here in Canada. Yeah, you've got a couple of options there in Canada. I like that in the US we have a good number of different options. It's just very, very fucking expensive. I wish medical technology was advanced enough to allow people to donate their genitals. That would be convenient, I mean, honestly. Men, boys. I like boys. I'm a boy liker. I like kissing men on the lips. I kind of wish that I wasn't sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, damn, I wish that I was not attracted to men. Or like, sometimes I'm like, maybe I'm not attracted to men anymore. And then a man does a thing and I'm like, God damn it. Like, I'm like, I don't know if I think men are attractive anymore. And then I see like, call me when you want, call me when you need. And he's going down the fucking pole and I'm like, oh yeah, men. Oops. Speaking of horny stream. Growing some genitals using stem cells would be nice. Yeah, like I don't think it would be very easy to grow the genitals through a process of stem cells. Because the stem cell scaffolding is a complicated thing. But it would be cool if they could. Julores, I am for the first time in my life completely out of the closet as trans and have my first appointment in 2 months. Fuck yeah. That's cool. I'm excited for you. First appointment in only 2 months too. You must not live in the UK. So I'm glad that you live in a reasonable place where you can actually get health care. Also, 3D printed lady bits have been achieved. Wish that was more common and that dicks could be done that way too. Wait, do you mean in the sense that they 3D printed organs? Because like the things that I have known about have been like they take like the base scaffolding of usually a liver because a liver has fairly homogeneous cells, and so it's pretty easy to grow a new one. And then you just take some stem cells and put them on the scaffolding and a little bit of liver cells, and the stem cells go, oh, this is supposed to be a liver, and then they just fucking build an entire liver on this scaffolding that doesn't have any DNA in it. Like the scaffolding itself is just made of collagen, so it doesn't have any DNA in it. And the idea of doing that is so that your own body's stem cells can be used to build the organ. Because in that case, like you don't need, usually when you get an organ donation, you require lifelong immunosuppressant drugs, which is why I'm not keen on the idea of someone donating their penis to me. You know, I'm like, I would much rather have it from my own body. So that's the benefit of doing the scaffolding thing. Isn't that kind of like what alloderm is? Yeah, I'm not sure what alloderm is, so I couldn't say. Alloderm, I've heard that term before. Is that it's something that's used in skin growth? It might be used in some like applications of helping a graft heal. Fully functional vaginas. It was for cis women not born with functional vaginas. So is that what they did? They grew vaginas? I'm like, I don't know how homogenous vaginal cells are compared to like penis cells. I mean, it's cool either way. It's just that like the penis, you have the like blood sacs and those are like totally different material. You telling me this skin fucks? True. Alloderm is sterilized cell scaffolding usually taken from cadavers. Yeah, I thought it was collagen. It could be collagen or alloderm. I'm not sure on the specifics. No worries. That's it. Instead of weed, I'd be growing vaginas. Honestly, if I could grow weed for a living, that would be pretty cool. But I live in Kansas, so that's totally not something I could possibly do. It would be much easier to grow weed than it would be to grow vaginas, I think. That's just an impression that I get, though, because I've never tried to grow... I guess I did grow my own vagina, didn't I? But it happened, like, before I really had a brain, so I don't remember that. I can't take credit for that, personally. It's acellular dermis. Okay, you're thinking of something else. I see. Got plenty of land for that in Virginia. True. Weed farming sucks, apparently. The plants are not easy to work with. I know someone who moved from Kansas to Maine to start a weed farm. Well, I'm gonna stay in Kansas for at least another year. That's the plan. I'm like, what my goal is to sign a lease that's gonna start in either November or December, and then that way I don't have to think about whether I'm renewing my lease, about whether I'm moving or anything until like after Renaissance Festival next year. Or approaching the end of Renaissance Festival next year. The business would have been impossible in Kansas. Well, yeah, you're not allowed to grow weed in Kansas. It's very illegal here. I'm trying to give a one-time donation, but it's asking for my address. Why, though? I didn't know that it was going to do that, Jaybird. Are you doing it through PayPal? PayPal has some weird shit going on. You could still do it illegally. Yeah, I mean, like, I would rather not. I mean, I need to make money, but I would prefer to try all legal avenues first. Plus, yeah, like, the thing about it is, like, I was like, it's the idea of working at a dispensary or growing weed or something, like, sounds great. Except that, like, doing any kind of growing stuff for an industrial purpose or commercial purpose is, like... It's expensive because you have to buy the soil and you have to run the electricity all the time and you have to have the lights. Here, let me get this link real quick. Links to the GoFundMe. There you go. But yeah, it's like not cheap to grow anything that you're planning on selling. This is why gardening is not really something that is tenable. Like, it's not something that you really should bother doing for the purpose. Like, gardening should be something you do for joy and not something you do for food, because it's so fucking hard to get a, like, meaningful yield. Like, don't buy a tomato plant thinking, oh, I'm gonna get more than the worth of this plant out of it in tomatoes. Because you're going to use fertilizer, you're going to use the fucking water, you know, like, if it's growing inside, you're going to use the electricity for the artificial lights. So it would be better to, like, work for a place that's growing the stuff so that someone else, like, so that you can do the tending and, like, get the benefits of the plant to some extent. But yeah, not to have to pay for all the bullshit. I just want to have the right to grow for myself, not gonna lie. But I would love to take care of it at a farm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it would be good to grow for yourself and not have to buy it in that sense. Hollow worked with its mom in a garden, but and the garden hugely reduced food costs after several years. But after several years. Right. That's assuming you have perennial plants. That's assuming they don't get pests or diseases. You know, I would I love the idea of, like, having a house someday and, like, having raised garden beds and shit like that. Like, we'll fucking see what happens in the future. Clearly at this time in my life, I'm nowhere near buying a house. I'm gonna move into probably another apartment. So for at least the next year. And honestly, if I'm on my own, like, if we're being completely honest, like, I might never own a house. Unless I end up, like, maybe someday I'll end up in a fucking polycule. That sounds like a nightmare. That honestly sounds like a fucking nightmare to me. I feel like once you find out you're trans, you pick from one of two subclasses, Warhammer and Fallout. I'm agender on that axis. On a Warhammer versus Fallout, I am agender. Good night, Katya. Later. Community gardens are great. Yeah, I would like to do a community garden. That would be cool. I have a whole bunch of compost I need to get rid of, and I kind of would like to find out if one of the local community gardens will take it. A lot of the plants had a lot go into them, and then it turned out the swampy land made it impossible to grow those ones. They rotted as soon as they got ripe and full of pests. True. Wait, what does FNV stand for? What am I missing? I've never played a Fallout game. Fallout New Vegas or anything. I've never played a Fallout game. Ahaha, I missed it. Also, I cannot, I don't think I can do gaming streams until I have an entire second computer. Because apparently it's too intensive for my current computer. I'm gonna need to save up money or do a separate GoFundMe at a separate time to do that. Because until then, like, I'm basically not gonna be able to play even the simplest of games on stream. Need that polycule vibe to manifest. Fallout New Vegas is over 10 years old. I mean, we could try. We could try. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what dreams may come. Your computer would have an easier time running it than Ori, almost certainly. Yeah, I mean, I guess if it's like 10 years old, that kind of makes sense. So, I think here in a second, I'm going to take a quick break. And I cannot give you my specs right now, Asuka. There's a difference between playable games on my computer and playable games while I'm trying to export a 1080p stream, right? Because that's the difficulty. I was able to stream games before when I was streaming at 720p. And then I decided that that was unacceptable for both the stream and for the recording after the fact. So I had to upgrade a bunch of my settings. I'm exporting a lot more bit rates and everything. So, yeah. I want that to be, that's a priority for me. I would like to have a second computer at some point, because obviously that's the way that a lot of streamers do it. Yeah, plenty of people have 2 computer towers, and I think that's fine. I would like to get to that point sometime in my future, right? We are building as a community. We're getting to a point, like, it's just going to keep growing this way, which is exciting. Like, I'm going to get my own apartment. My expenses are going to be a bit more predictable from month to month. Yeah, it's really exciting. We have commissions we need to get in order to make the website not look like shit, you know? Not that the website looks like shit. I just need to, like, get some graphics commissioned, you know? So I'm going to take a quick break. If you are here and you have not yet hit like on the stream, please consider hitting like on the stream. It's only going to be a couple of minutes before I come back. And then we're going to talk about Tucker Carlson. So hit like. We're going to talk about Tucker Carlson. I'll be back in just a moment. I'm going to inflict something on you, okay? Okay, we're back. How's it going? Yeah, we're gonna do Tucker Carlson next in the YouTube chat. Yeah, M is someone who has given me money through YouTube, and that's why M has a star in the YouTube chat. I have not decided if I'm gonna delete that function entirely, but for now I will leave it because I do appreciate it. But it's that YouTube takes like 30% of your donation, which is more than any of the other services that I use for donations. And I don't know how you feel about that much of your money going to Google, but that seems like a lot to me. It's about the person with the gigantic prosthetic tits, isn't it? I think that might be kind of what this is. Let me get some of these links together because I think this is mostly just stuff that I had been retweeting on my Twitter. So da 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 dum da da dum. That's one thing. Oh, Slaps Hungry Bears, I appreciate it. You've done so many donos this week, and I really appreciate it. Feel free to stop because you need your money, like for your own shit, presumably. Yeah, the split on YouTube is 70-30 for memberships and for super chats, which is why super chats are also off. I wanted some dicks too, but they aren't here. Yeah, I don't have the custom. I have some custom emotes over there. There's the Pepes. There's some Pepes over there like this. But that is it as far as custom emojis over there. Okay, there's another thing from Tucker Carlson. How much more from Tucker can we find? I've got so much Tucker Carlson bullshit. If you're just coming in and you have not yet hit like on the stream, please consider hitting like on the stream. We appreciate you. It's free engagement. Helps the channel very much. I just want to bring up while I'm looking at this tweet that Instructor Florence Ashley said, why is it that when trans care comes up, it's all, you haven't proven their benefits beyond the shadow of a doubt, but when it's about intersex surgeries on non-consenting newborns, it's all, you haven't proven their harm beyond the shadow of a doubt. At least have the integrity to admit that you think we're gender freaks who shouldn't exist, let alone have rights. The concern trolling is obnoxious. That is a good point. Yeah, I should have brought that up to the Chud earlier. I should have fucking yelled at the Chud about like intersex surgeries earlier, except I try not to bring up intersex people. I try to just argue about transness on its own merit. Lore on the Dragon? Yeah, it's my fursona. Do you see how I have horns, Finn? This is my horns. Like, I don't know. There's so many different subterms for this. Like, technically, you could say that Luxander is otherkin or Therian or Dragonkin, maybe. But, like, at the end of the day, like, yeah, I'm a furry. Like, I guess is the easiest way to encapsulate the experience. So, you know, I'm thinking about like, what if I got some tattoos that were like, if I made it look like I had scales like on my shoulder coming up onto my neck, like barely visible, that would be cool. Just to help so that the horns don't come across as so much demonic. Like maybe if it comes across more dragon than demon in that case, I don't know. Or like I'm thinking about making some dragon scale armor. But I think if I 3D printed, like I can 3D print a bunch of scales that have like, you can heat up a soldering iron to take the tabs and like fold them over each other and then like put it all together. But the thing is that if you do that in black, it kind of looks a lot like raven feathers. And that's not what I want. What I want is for it to come across like dragon scales, you know? There's artificial scales, I think, on Etsy. Yeah, but if I can 3D print them, then that's like way cheaper. like so much less cheaper. Like, I don't think you understand how much I can get out of a $20 roll of PLA if I'm 3D printing. Like, I don't even begin to fathom how many scales I could print off of one $20 roll. Maybe if you painted the horns some or polished the prints to make them shiny. I mean, these are shiny ish. I mean, like, they are not like dull. But if you also consider any sanding and polishing that I do on these is going to create microplastics. So I do generally try to avoid sanding any of my 3D prints. I think it would be cool to put some piercings in my horns. Like, if I were to poke some holes in them and then, like, put some jewelry in along the undersides. And then, like, towards the tip, maybe. That could be cool. Thought about doing that. Microplastics are a cost I must bear. Yeah. Finn in the YouTube chat says, I put together a low poly dragon head. It took hours to make a low poly paper dragon. That sounds cool. Also, piercings would look rad as fuck. 100% do that. Yeah, I think I should do that. I think it would be fun. I like them. You need a pile of gold coins to get properly ID'd. What I really need is, in the description of the video, there is an Amazon wish list that has some wings on it. You should buy me those wings. Someone. They're like $30. Do you have $30? Do you want to help me come across more as a dragon and less like a demon? The horns I want to eat. Why do my horns make you want to eat, Cheez It? Welcome to the website, by the way. Welcome to the website. Yes, indeed. Om nom. True. The true question is, should I put these on a string or should I put them on a headband? That's the real question I'm running into. Like, should they be on a headband or would that look bad? Headband, TBH, you think? Even a leather cord, do you think wouldn't look good? They're not going to be able to stick to my head if I do this. Ah. Yeah, they're going to... Look at how far away from my head they are when they're on top of the thing. Anyway, we're having fun. We're dicking around. True. Yeah, the headband falling over your eyes made you look Illidan-esque for a minute there. True. I am Illidan Storm Rage. That's very funny. Use glue. Well, yeah, but I mean, like, so what I'm saying is that, like, if I glue the horns to the headband, like, then the headband is like the horns are necessarily going to be separate from my skull by a little bit. You know, like this. I have achieved dicks. You have not yet achieved dicks, Cheez It for a ball. It's $5. Glue them to your head. True, I should glue them to my head. That would be the way to do it, truly. If I could get like I don't want to get any one set of horns permanently installed, but if I could get a mooring permanently installed, and then if I could like screw on different horns to the mooring, that would be cool. Erg. Yeah, sorry about that. We do have like certain things that are sub only and money only. Yeah, I could sand/route out a channel for the headband so that they would sit flush, but again with the microplastics. True. What about that epoxy putty? It is 2 steps and is used with plastics a lot. Something I did think about was like I could wrap the bottom in leather, like I could get a flat piece of leather like this and have it curl up around the edges like this, and like give it a rough leather edge around here, like, and the bottom edge of the horn is like down here. So this is like, it's almost like that's the skin that they're erupting out of is the leather. I don't know. What are we talking about? We're talking about my horns and how to wear them comfortably. Mersh, dicks, you have to do it in all caps. You gotta do it in all caps. I like demons. I mean, I like demons too, but Demon Mama is her own thing. And I'm a dragon, and that's my own thing. That's my own separate thing. If you're doing a headband, having an equal thickness disc under the horn to make it flush, or model in a channel and reprint. I could model in a channel. I need to learn how to 3D model, honestly. That's probably a thing I need to do. I'm hoping to keep the 3D printer that has usually been considered to be mine. I am but a common fox. Good night, Finn. Yeah, you got a mosey to work. Love the horns and need a pair. I mean, get in touch on a DM of some kind if you want, and I might be able to arrange getting you some horns in exchange for if you buy me some filament. Tinkercad. Yeah, I know there's like open source CAD programs. It's just a process of learning how to do it. And I have a lot of other shit going on, you know? I think that's one of the things that's going to be good about having my own space is I'll have like more mental capacity, like not taken up by my normal stresses. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Trout Dealer, thank you so much. Gifted Cheese It Furball a tier 1 sub. Thank you. I appreciate that. Cheese It Furball, enjoy your dicks. Update this thing. I don't actually know if this is correct anymore by far, but we'll just assume. Because I can't do math during stream. It turns out. Just cannot do math at all. Hell yeah. Rock on. So yeah, I said I was going to come back and we were going to talk about Tucker Carlson, and then I got all fucking distracted. Whoa, what is that? What have you done, Asuka? Stop scrolling, goddammit. What is this? It doesn't show what it is. What did you do? Oh, well, I see that it's frozen. It won't show up the text to tell me how you've done it. Like normally if you hover over it says. Boo. Quick, someone donate 49 to bring the total up to the cool number. True. Temporarily be the cool number. Oh, it's frozen. Okay, I see. Okay. I think that's... I didn't have very many tabs on this. So I guess if we end up having anything that we think we should add, we'll get into it. If you sand in the shower, the wet sanding works better and won't release plastics into the air. Spider, part of the problem with microplastics is that they get into the fish. Like if they're in the water, then the fish are breathing it. And then we eat the fish, or other animals eat the fish, and then we have microplastics in our bodies, and other animals have microplastics in their bodies. And the further up the food chain you are, the more microplastics you're getting in your body, because the fish ate it, and then the fucking bear ate the fish, and then whatever, like the scavenger bird ate the bear after it died, and then the fucking whatever, like the chain goes on, and the further up the food chain you get, the more concentration of heavy metals and microplastics you're gonna have. Ecologic moment brought to you by the Dwagon. True. Just need to use either waterproof sanding paper or sanding sponge. Pablo, I don't know that I'm gonna cover the protests in Iran, because it just seems like I don't know, a little bit out of my wheelhouse. I don't feel informed enough to really make much commentary. I I could have swore that I did retweet something else that was like it showed that Tucker Carlson had been making the same accusations for like several months. I don't know if any of you have seen that same post that I'm thinking of. I think PLA is supposed to be somewhat biodegradable. I just tend to err on the side of caution myself in these issues. Oh, here. Okay, I found what I was looking for. Cool. So I'm not going to be completely missing out on the content that I thought that I had. Gonna grow carrots on microplastic beds. Dickstracted. True, John Get Bent. I did get dickstracted. Cheers. Hit like on the stream if you haven't. We're about to talk about Tucker Carlson. Hell yes. Dear old Tucker Carlson always has something to say, honestly. Not the first time Luxander has gotten distracted. True. So Tucker Carlson has been apparently, like, in the last couple of months, as I've not been paying attention, stirring up violence against, you know, people who provide medical care to trans people, mostly. Like, Libs of TikTok, that infamous account, has been making life difficult for people at hospitals. Like, the more that they publish info about these hospitals, the more often they get like bomb threats and all this ridiculous nonsense going on. And I guess Tucker Carlson has been part of spreading that message for a while. So I wanted to kind of just take a look at. So first of all, I found this conglomeration video put together of like various things that Tucker Carlson has said repeatedly. So I figured we'd take a look at that and make fun of him. You know, like, oh no, you are bad. We didn't know that. Oh, we do know it. It's fine. Because he's Tucker Carlson. It's not a surprise at this point. It's just fun to point out sometimes. Just like, haha, still a terrible human being. So let's look at this and talk about how terrible of a human being he is for a moment here.
So, to be clear, Boston Children's Hospital is not ashamed of committing...
That said Boston Children's Hospital. I know that it was almost impossible to understand because of the chorus, but sorry.
Sexual mutilation of children. Gender-affirming care is a euphemism for chemical castration. What is gender-affirming care? Well, it's castrating children. It's exactly what it is. The sterilization and castration of children. No one should put up with this. No parent should put up with this for 1 second, no matter what the law says. Your duty...
No matter what the law says. That's the thing that's most notable about this in particular, is like him being like, you need to protect your children no matter what the law says. Like, that's, you know, pretty inherently creepy shit to say.
Your moral duty is to defend your children. This is an attack.
And then your moral duty is to protect your children.
This is an attack on your children, and you should fight back. So
yeah, this is an attack on your children, and you need to fight back. Like, this is the rhetoric that has been building for a while coming from Tucker Carlson. We have this. So Tucker Carlson leaving the image of hospital executives at a hospital that provides gender-affirming care to trans teens a minute after saying that they are the criminals, that they are the criminals and deserve the bomb threats that they receive, and naming them one by one.
People will do something to stop these crimes before the lives of more, in the hope that these people will do something to stop these crimes before the lives of more children are destroyed. So the board members would include Edith Carroll Johnson, John F. Stein, Jeffrey R. Balzer, Lucinda M. Baer.
I don't need to go through this whole thing. Like, I don't want to, like, boost that too much because, like, those are just people who provide healthcare to children. Like, congratulations, you discovered some people who provide healthcare to children. This I have open. I actually don't know if I can show all of that. So I actually don't know if I can show most of this because there's a bunch of slurs in there. So let's just get off of that right now. But this is like some posts on 4chan of users calling for the outright murder of doctors. Like, within the past few hours after Matt Walsh issued an attack and after Tucker Carlson put out that coverage. So, you know, have people on 4chan saying that doctors that perform these surgeries should have their families killed. You know, like, I don't want to post all this on the thing. Advocating to, you know, kill people who are harming children nebulously, using anti-trans slurs, calling us vermin. The progressive supporters 40 years ago, our parents and grandparents would have been rioting in the streets and stringing these doctors and their supporters up. And yeah, just more allusions to like swinging at the end of ropes and stuff. So these things do seem to embolden the Nazis, basically. I mean, so here we go. Here's one I think this one is okay for me to show. This person is advocating surround the college and peacefully protest by burning all the medical books that have anything to do with gender. Book burnings, they send a very clear message. And then Pepe flavored noodles, like a sane person, comes in and says, yeah, one that can, for once, actually be compared to Nazis. Everybody hates to hear it, but optics are a thing, and this is one of the bad ones. And then Optics Planet, a third user, comes in and says, it has a lot to do with how brainwashed people are about Nazis in the first place. Uh-oh. So this person is sympathetic to Nazis. That's fucking terrifying. The same people that lie to you now are the same people that lied back then. Oh, fuck. He's saying the Jews and, like, the Bolsheviks and the cultural Marxists. Oh, no. Fuck optics. Oh, no. What we do is right no matter what the media will say. No, the media can suck it. We will come for them eventually. No, that's bad. That's very bad. Like, that's a bad level of rhetoric for us to be at. That's a terrifying level of rhetoric for us to be at. And then this next one says, even those not calling for murder are calling for the mass arrest of all doctors, administrators, and insurance executives involved in gender-affirming care, as well as activists and allies. This person saying, we also need to arrest every single doctor who has ever performed a sex change surgery, including on adults, presumably, every member of the administration who allowed them to happen, every insurance executive who validated the charges for them, every activist, every one of them, without fail, who pushes transgender ideology on anyone, adult or child, and every single person who objects to anybody in those groups being arrested. It's anybody who objects to these people being arrested de facto, like people who've just provided consenting adults with sex change operations, which could include like a doctor who only performs orchiectomies. I don't know. Yeah, the outright Nazi has arrived. True. These 4chan users were absolutely giddy when they saw that Tucker Carlson named the Vanderbilt board members because they wanted him to, quote, name the Jews. And then a whole bunch of anti-Semitic posts that I don't really want to show on stream very prominently. The naming of board members was done intentionally by Tucker to incite death threats against them to get them to close the clinic. Users on extremist sites are obliging. The use of stochastic terror to close down gender-affirming care clinics is on full display. And I can't really argue with that. It seems pretty clear that they want to... It's the same way that they would target abortion clinics, and they still to this day do. Like, let's not play around and act like they don't still do this. They absolutely still target abortion clinics, threaten them with bomb threats, pretend to send anthrax in the mail to them. Like, a lot of very childish bullshit happens because people are willing to use terrorism to achieve their goals. Like that's what these, like, fundamentally the thing about the like Christian right is that they're willing to use terroristic tactics in order to get their way. They will just scare you until you stop doing the thing because, oh, the lawman, he's restrained. He can't actually make it illegal, but we know that he wants us to take care of the problem. And we know that if we kill one of these fucking faggots, then we're not going to get in trouble because the lawman, he really wants us to take care of it. And we have an unspoken agreement, like that's the kind of like direction that we're going in this country. It's a terrifying place to be, but we're just going to keep an eye on it. I don't have any immediate plans to leave right now. Gonna post up here in the Midwest for at least another, year or so, and we'll fucking see how it goes, y'all. I think if I'm gonna wear the horns, then I need to put the painting behind me somewhere else. Like, I think I need to have a more plain or bright background behind my horns. You know what I'm saying? So that they're more visible. I'm already thinking about the changes that I'm going to make when I set up my new office in my new place. I have no idea what that space is even going to look like, but I'm trying to think of like, how am I going to change the background? Like, it is the way that it is because XYZ. When XYZ is different, how will it be? I do kind of wish that they were attached so that this kind of motion could be for real. Like dragging around by the horns. It's kind of fun. I'm having a good time. Conyer forgave me. Will Conyer forgive me for starting a Fansly where I also post safe for work fit pics? It remains to be seen. Spider, are you eeing because of my dragging myself around by the horns? Like, what are we doing? TBH, I wish I had horns that my top could use as a handle. Honestly, Baphomet, I had no idea that wanting horns could be a Euphoria thing until I saw like a Fuda hentai of, one, like the Fuda was, you're just making fun of me. I see, Spider. But anyway, yeah, I saw a hentai where that type of thing was happening and I was like, damn, shit, I wish I could get horns for real. That would be crazy good for that specific reason. Like, that's one of the main ways in which I know something is like euphoric, like gender euphoric or body euphoric. It's like a big part of why I want phalloplasty is because I'm like, that's hot, Hollow has horns and headspace. The incest partner Emily does that. Ah, jealous of these things that I cannot make real. I don't even get gender euphoria anymore. I just get euphoria from like being hot. True. Like for me, I don't even know that I get specific gender euphoria. I'm just like, damn, I'm hot. That's like the whole purpose of the Fansly is to post pictures where I'm just like, damn, like this is a hot, like these shorts, these short shorts look good on me. I'm going to post this on the Fansly. Yeah. Technically, you can get horns surgically implanted, but I can't imagine society treats you well with them. As far as I know, the only horns that you can get implanted are like little ones under the skin up here that are only like maybe, hold on, they're only maybe like this big, they only come out like so far. And I'm like, I just want like a thing that I can attach my horns to. Like if there's a subdermal thing that's just like sticking out slightly and it's like, and I put the horns on, that would be pretty fucking cool. But then I would have to always be wearing the horns. Like there would be no way to hide it if it was just a thing that was sticking out ready to be like, if there was just a little nub and it was like, so there's a little nub and my horns just go like, and go on top of the nub. Then the nub would have to be there at all times. Horns. I don't know what protogen limbs are. I'm a fucking square, apparently. Effing magnets then. Bro, I would do magnets. For real. No, I would. That would be cool. My dad was telling me about like some people who will like just surgically install magnets under their skin and their fingers so that they can feel for electrical currents. Maybe an adapter you can plug things into like headbands. Some of Protogen's limbs can be detached and switched out. They connect with something. Yeah, I could do magnets. That would be cool. Face plants magnet face into laptop and fries it. I mean, you don't want it to be a strong magnet, and it doesn't need to be, it only needs to be like, it's like this string is not super strong. My horns are moving slightly. I don't know if you can see them, but I can certainly feel it. You know, it only needs to be about that strong to just tolerate walking around. I guess, like, if they were magnetic, it wouldn't really tolerate the using the horns to do this, you know? Subdermal programmable RFID chips are pretty cool, too. I haven't looked very much into RFID stuff. But... okay, can we just at the end... we're getting toward the end here, because I'm getting fucking tired, if we're being completely honest. Excuse me. The most recent House of the Dragon episode. Now, you don't have to... if you care about spoilers, you can go away. But if you don't care about spoilers, then it's going to just be an interesting discussion, okay? I don't know that I have a whole lot to add at this moment, because there's just not enough going on yet for me to know, okay? I'm gonna make everyone run away at the end of the stream. If you haven't hit like yet, go ahead and hit like, because we're about to talk about some bullshit that I don't have in the title of the stream. This latest episode of House of the Dragon, I think the main reason why it is noteworthy to talk about amongst the queers is because there was a queer character introduced and then immediately killed. Oh shit, hold on. And Jolly, I haven't heard anything. I hope that you're feeling better, though. Okay, so does anybody who's more knowledgeable than me on this, sorry, real quick, can I ask what your knowledge is? I've tripled my Spiro since they made me quit T, or quit E. Why did they make you quit E? Is it true that Spiro can cause hair loss in some trans femme people? So that's a question for the trans femmes in the chat. Can a high dose of Spiro cause hair loss? They made you quit E because of a pulmonary embolism, or because of the risk of pulmonary embolism? Is that what's going on? RFID chips can unlock doors and stuff. That's cool. The other day, I went to a faraway place by myself, and I thought that maybe someone may have been creepy and attached one of those AirPod thing, not AirPods, but like the location detector thing on my car. They didn't, at least that I could check, that I could find. But for a second, I was like, did you just fucking... I had lots of them and almost died. So, Anjali, you can't be on estrogen because of that. So I will say, I don't know if spironolactone is associated with hair loss. What I will say is if you were taking estrogen and now you're not taking estrogen, that could make you lose hair. Because, like, if you think about, like, a pregnant cis women end up with really thick, luscious hair while they're pregnant, and then after they give birth, their estrogen level plummets and their hair falls out like a lot. It's normal. It happens to everybody. So that's all you're experiencing most likely right now is if you were on estrogen and you were made to quit, then it's probably just your body adjusting to having a lot less estrogen going on. Now, I hope that you're keeping your levels checked, because if your estrogen and testosterone are too low, then you can have other complications like bone weakening, which is not good, and like sleep troubles and other mental health issues. So double check that. I'm pretty sure estrogen keeps your hair long. What estrogen does, it keeps your hair growing strong. So like it keeps your hair from falling out so much. Which is a benefit to some people. But yeah, the only reason why I in particular think that Game of Thrones this week has any discourse value is because they introduced two gay characters. Like, technically they had introduced one of these characters prior, but they established that he's gay, and they established who his boyfriend was, and then later on in the episode, spoiler warning, the boyfriend gets his absolute shit wrecked and dies. So the reason why this might be worthy of discussion is because of the whole like bury your gays trope. The idea that if you a lot of the time the gay character gets killed off for the sake of plot or whatever, which is not entirely untrue, right? In this instance, like a lot of people keep saying like, oh my god, House of the Dragon has such a gay problem. Did he die for gay crimes? Or Nouvenal, so it seems like okay, so there's these two people who are going to get married and they each have a lover, right? The woman has a male lover who's one of her guards, and the man has a man lover who is just a knight who he knows. And the knight who is dating the guy who's going to get married, he goes and tells the guy who's fucking the girl, like, he's like subtly like, hey, you know, that guy who's getting married today is really precious to me. And I know that she is precious to you in the same way. Now, I think we should keep their secrets because that's better for everyone. And then he kind of walks off. And then there's like no, like it doesn't show you what happens. Like why does the guy who's fucking the woman, he freaks out apparently and like just literally beats the other guy to death. Like literally, like he's wearing armor and the other guy isn't because it's at the wedding. Weddings in Game of Thrones universe don't go very well. So these two lovers fight, except that one of them is ill prepared because he's just there as a wedding, but the other guy is there as a guard. He's wearing all his armor, he's got his sword and stuff, and he uses his like gauntlets to like just literally beat the guy to death. We will find out, maybe. It kind of seems like we're not gonna find out because I think in the next episode it's like a 10-year time jump. So I don't think we're ever gonna know like what exactly the guy's reasoning was for beating the shit out of the dude to death. But it seems like he may have overplayed his hand by being like, we should keep their secrets together. Like it seems like maybe the guy took that as a threat. Guys, stop getting married. Learn your lesson. True. Seems like it was more out of fear of being discovered for breaking his vow. I thought that too. It could be like, you know, and you are not allowed to know. Like no one is allowed to know. I definitely perceived it as something like that. But if you, like, it's hard to tell. Like when the battle sort of starts, the fight between them sort of starts, there's this shriek in the crowd. And I don't know if it's a person, like I don't know if it's like a woman who's witnessing the fight, or if that's the sound of the dude like wailing, if he's like, ah! Like wailing on him. It's kind of hard to tell. I need to pay closer attention. Yeah, exactly, Mersh. American filmmakers were criticized back in the 60s and 70s for putting token African-American characters in movies and then killing those characters off. The idea was just to say that they were trying to be more progressive. Same thing is being done with queer characters now. Similar treatment. Yeah. It's like a trope of, you know, bury your gays, or the gays, like this, you know, enigmatic character of wisdom. Like there's been the black version of that too in the past, where it's like the black character who's just kind of wise and knows everything and is treated respectfully, but it's because they have this like esoteric quality. And like gay characters are kind of filling that role as well. Seems a little weird to just kill a gay character if it doesn't have a real impact in the next episode. Yeah, I think the purpose that it serves, I guess, is to, because afterwards, the guy, like after he beats the dude's face in, he's like, I have broken so many of my vows. Like he broke a vow in order to have sex with the girl in the first place. So he's like, I'm going to kill myself. And that makes an opportunity for the queen to say, hey, you know, I don't think you should kill yourself. I know what you've done, and I still think that you should serve me. So it's like a really minor, like you could have done it differently, right? Like you didn't have to use an entire gay character's death to push this guardsman to be the servant of the queen, but that's like the justification for it. Valar Morghalis, true, Nouvenol. Yeah, so M points out that the other gay guy, the gay guy who got married and is still alive, he's more of a main character, so we'll see what happens to him now and in the context of their marriage. Yeah, for real. At least in Star Trek Discovery, they killed one of the gays and then brought him back and then brought on 2 trans characters. Excellent. In the 60s and 70s, they also did shit like cast John Wayne as Genghis Khan, black-faced white actors as Othello, etc. Now they complain about a black mermaid. I mean, didn't also that we recently had, Star Trek, where Khan was played by Benedict Cumberbatch, and he was originally played by a Spaniard, right? Oh, yeah, and there's a non-binary person in Star Trek Discovery. I have not caught up on the Star Trek. I'm so much more a fantasy person than a sci-fi person. I'm, like, enjoying sci-fi, but it's not, like, the thing that I want to spend my time really doing. Anyway, that's just me. Otherwise, I thought the episode was pretty great. It was directed by the same woman as the one who did the one with the great sex scenes, which we talked about. We talked about the episode with great sex scenes. Gil in the YouTube chat asks, are you watching Rings of Power? Good night, Spider. I just don't know that I care at all about Rings of Power. And I don't mean that, like, disparagingly. I just mean that I just cannot summon the energy to care about it. I watch House of the Dragon content on YouTube every day now. Thank you, Morphing Faces, Alien Grey Moth Whistles. I appreciate it. I like my horns. I think they're sexy. I think I'm cute. TBH. Can we get an exclamation point move in the chat? If there's anybody here who hasn't already seen, I am crowdfunding to get my shit together and move into my own place. Hell yes. Thank you, Quantum Cactus. And I will post that over in the YouTube chat as well. If you haven't yet checked out the GoFundMe, please share it on your social media. I really don't need very much money, and then I'll be able to just move out smoothly and buy myself a bed and fucking dishes and pots and pans because I don't have any of that shit. You recommended me a Harry Potter fanfiction, but I want to recommend you a light novel series called Ascendance of a Bookworm. It's really good. Anytime I will see you without the horns, I think I'm going to feel confused. Oh my gosh. The horns really fit. Wow, that's amazing. That's like a huge compliment. I very much appreciate that because I feel like they complete me. But I really do think now that I'm seeing myself in the preview menu, in the preview window there, that I should, I think I should take the painting down and put something else there. Or just leave the wall white for a bit. I don't know. But yeah, let me open up a tab for Ascendance of a Bookworm so that I will not forget to look it up earlier, because I will surely do that. Ascendance of a Bookworm. There we go. I'm honestly not reading a lot lately, but it's worth checking it out. I'm an SJW and cannot stand anything Potter related. Sorry, it makes me irate. Oh well. And Jolly. Okay, here's the thing. The Harry Potter fanfiction is so... Like, it, before I even knew that J.K. Rowling was a transphobe, it had already replaced the actual canon for me, because it was just better, right? Red horns instead of black, but I'm not red. Like, my color schemes are, like, purple and blue and shit now. But I think like what I want out of my Dragon Sona is for it to be base black and then either green or purple highlights. I'm not sure. Oh my god, excuse me. Like black dragon, green or purple highlights. Purple because purple is my favorite color, but green because it's the agender flag. Someone, I don't know where it is right now. Someone bought for me the agender flag, and it was really awesome of them. I haven't put it on the wall yet. But yeah, Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality is the name of the fan fiction, and it's so much better. I have a tattoo about it, and I'm not upset about having a tattoo about it because it's totally different from J.K. Rowling's bullshit. Green, purple stripes on the horns to set them off from the background then. I think I just don't, like, I think that the painting is just too busy. I think that the background needs to be a little bit less busy. But I'm going to move into an entire different room at some point. So we will have, like, a whole different energy and like, space to work with. The first seasons are slice of life, but it devolves into political shenanigans and seeing a girl become a noble. True. There was a quote from Dumbledore, though, that sort of disagreed with her views. J.K. Rowling managed to write a story about characters who were much more accepting than she was. Like, she wrote a story about a character who, like, lived under the stairs in a closet, who, like, had to come out of the closet and embrace their true nature as a magic user, and one of the underlying themes is like acceptance and not being racist and shit, and like she just is all of those things. As far as I know, Methods of Rationality is finished. It's like the end of the school year, basically, and I thought it was better than the original, so like to my knowledge it's finished. Yeah, Dumbledore saying something about it doesn't matter who we are born, it matters who we become. Oh, okay, the Ascendance thing was in a feudal world, so child labor and child sex trafficking are mentioned. That is a good trigger warning to keep in mind. Absolutely. Okay, y'all. I'm fucking tired. I am ready to get out of here and like eat some more food and then rest up. And because I'm going to stream at noon tomorrow, my time, which is not super long, okay? So, Guitar Rocker, I've got some assets ready for you. I only have one more thing I need to complete. I guess I could technically... I need to get an email from you. I'll message you later. Yeah, Tired Gang, true. Okay, so thank you everybody for hanging out. I appreciate you. And I will be seeing you tomorrow in the early afternoon, all right?